Hey guys, back from meeting my friend in the city. I had another coffee today. I branched out and had a coffee and had my first baggie at the cafe, and I wanted to take some video, but the cafe was packed and you would have heard anything and probably would have been told to turn it off. It would have been a bit strange. It's pretty packed for Anzac Day, so back at home. Just about to dig into lunch. The time is approximately 2:20. So after this, only one more to go. And I think today will be the end of the 3-day test. I'm going to try and pass it on to one of the other people here, either Matthew or Alicia. Get them to have a go, see what they think. But I must say, so far I've enjoyed it. It hasn't been anywhere near as challenging as I thought. They're damn tasty, and you know, come the end of day 3, I might head down and get another coffee at Mac Cafe and then just do a final review and my thoughts on it. But here's to lunch, and hope everyone's going well on this glorious Anzac Day, and I'll catch you later. Okay, so last bite of lunch. It's 8 down, 1 to sorry, 7 down, 1 to go, because I didn't have one on the other day. I'll see you back at dinner time. Like I said, looking forward to this to be over, I guess, a bit. Not because they're not delicious and not tasty, but it would be nice to have a bit of variation, something different to it. So yeah, we'll see you a bit later on at dinner time. Hopefully not you, not me is going to turn up, and we're going to do some video footage here of some other stuff. And then we might head over to Matthew's house and do some other videos as well on some new hammocks and gear that we've got in. So we'll catch up with you later on. Ciao! Hey guys, Phil here again. Tonight marks the last meal of the 3-day trial, and to celebrate, Matthew's sitting down to a feast in front of me.
Delicious tea.
Very nicely done. And I am going to have to break into this packet here because I've left my delicious meal at home. So, in the spirit of adventure, tonight marks the passing of the next 3,600 calories Mainstay Ration bar onto Matthew, who's going to enjoy these for the next 3 days and give us his thoughts.
Not so happy.
What's that?
Not so happy about that.
I don't know. What would you rather have, this or that? I ask you. Anyway, let's dig into this final meal, and then tonight, when the clock hits midnight, I'm off to Macca's. Just kidding, but maybe not. So, 3 days of Mainstay Rations have weakened me to the point where I can't open the packet. And I'm going to have to trust my friend here to do the job for me. Not with one hand, though. Right, this marks the last bite of the Mainstay Emergency Rations 3-day trial, and it's all over. Let me go outside where it's quieter. I have to say, ooh, that's a horrible picture. It's been a fantastic experiment or trial. Certainly the only way to really evaluate them is to taste them and use them over that period. Decided not to go on to the 6-day trial, and instead pass the flag on to Matthew to do his 3 days. So he might have a different opinion on this all. At the end of the day, I've found that they've been very filling. I haven't felt starved or hungry at all. Well, peckish a little bit, but and 90% of the time I've found that it's been very good. And that makes me question the amount of food that I've been eating, and whether I eat not to survive and live, but whether I eat just for the pleasure of it, because it is a pick-me-up, or that sugar rush, or which I know is true, that is what I do. So certainly going to make me question what I'm eating now, and the amounts that I'm eating. and why I eat, and finding better ways to deal with those stresses. Because when it hits the fan, when the shit hits the fan, so to speak, a lot of people are just not going to be able to cope with dealing with such a low calorie intake, and it's going to drive them bonkers, drive them mad and crazy, I would say, because, you know, people these days, they can eat a whole upsized family meal, sort of, you know, 2 burgers, chips, and a Coke and a drink, and expend their recommended daily intake in one hit, almost, in some cases, and that, you know, that might just be lunch or dinner, and they've had a whole lot before that. So when you come down to, you know, 300-400 calorie bars per day, maybe less if you're trying to do it out a bit longer, or more if you expect rescue to come quicker. I don't know, you probably get used to rationing it pretty quick if you're in a bad situation, and you know, that's a massive cutback in calories and energy compared to what people eat these days. So I think that'll be the big issue for a lot of people. When the shit finally hits the fan, a lot of people are going to starve or not be able to cope under that reduced calorie intake. So it'll be very interesting. Whereas myself, I've coped reasonably well. I've enjoyed it. The product's delicious. Nice lemony shortbread sort of flavour. I haven't had any issues with being over-starving or over-hungry. I've felt a bit peckish at night time, but again, that's my issue with just night time and too many thoughts and things going through my mind, and seeking that happiness or fix from foods that I don't really need. So, you know, bearing that in mind, during the daytime hours, you know, breakfast, lunch, through to late at night, no problem at all. I haven't found it to be restrictive. I haven't found myself to be craving or starving, or not that tummy rumbling that you get. Again, it tastes good, smells good. It's got a 5-year shelf life, which is fantastic. You can just pack it away and forget about it, and it's there if you need it, should you ever need it. And hopefully you don't need it, but, you know, the odds are stacked up against you that maybe one day you will. And the fact that they're so convenient, I just don't know why you wouldn't invest in them. I know we're certainly going to invest in them, for sure. We'll have a look into that and see what we can afford and what we might get. But thanks again to the team from Survival Storehouse, Mark and the team. Really appreciate this opportunity. It's been a lot of fun. And, yep, shame I'm not going to go on the 6 days, but I thought it was better to pass it off to someone else and get them to have a go as well. So we'll see how Matthew likes it. I know it'll be a challenge for him. Perhaps, and yeah, we'll see how he goes. We'll see how it goes. You know, he wasn't looking too impressed before, but only time will tell.